Hello, my name is Jeff and I have a ton of free weight loss and fat burning information to share with you today. But first, that's not a picture of me. It's a picture of Isabel de los Rios. She actually created the diet solution, and her 2-week-old son Christian. Cute, right? And yes, I'm talking about the baby. So who am I? I'm Isabel's longtime friend and we started the diet solution online together. Now that we've got that covered, let's get right to it. In this video, Isabel and I are going to show you how to burn off 10% of your unwanted weight and body fat in the next 30 days and continue to burn it off every month until you have the body you've always wanted. Look, I'm not going to tell you some catchy like lose 30 pounds the next week, or we have one tip for amazing fat loss. You don't need any more empty promises. You need something that works and works for the long term. So let me just tell you a little about this video. First off, it will only be up for a very short time. We've actually never given away this much information before in a free video that you could watch all in one sitting. The truth is, all the information we're about to share is out there. The problem is that it's totally lost amongst all the ridiculously bad misinformation, hype, and scams. And finally, it's really only 3 basic concepts you need to know. Everything else you think you need to know is unnecessary and just leads to a lot of confusion. So what are these 3 magical principles? Well, you have to know the foods that cause accelerated fat burning. You have to learn the foods that are downright preventing you from burning fat, and yes, many of these are touted as healthy. And you have to know how to combine foods in a certain way to get the full fat burning effect. But don't worry, these principles are actually as easy to follow as they are to know, and we're going to show them all to you in just a moment. What can you expect if you follow these 3 easy principles? Well, you can expect to lose 3 to 10 pounds in the first week, and then consistent weight loss after that. These results are typical. I know you've seen a lot of ads where in the fine print says these results are not typical. Well, guess what? These results are typical. So let me just reiterate, if you watch this video start to finish and follow what we teach you, you will undoubtedly lose weight. Don't worry, this isn't a crash diet, a diet scam, a sales pitch for supplements or weight loss pills, definitely no calorie counting or even a starvation diet. But this is real information you can use right now. So who exactly are we? Well, real quick, I told you my name is Jeff, and Isabel and I started the Diet Solution program together in 2008. Oh, and just so you know that we don't just talk the talk, but also walk the walk, here's a picture of Isabel and I just a month after we launched this program. Check out those arms. Yes, I'm talking about Isabel's. If you want more info on Isabel, you can certainly Google her name, but let me just point out a couple of items. She's a fully certified nutritionist and an exercise specialist. She's also a speaker and an author, and her strategies have helped over 30,000 people worldwide. Now that you know who we are, I'm going to let Isabel talk to you a bit and make sure all the information we are about to give out is right for you.
Hey there, Isabel here. And since Jeff already told you a little bit about me, I'm going to get right down to business. Chances are I know exactly where you are right now because I've seen it with myself and with thousands of my clients. Maybe you know you want to lose weight, but you have no idea where to begin. You may think you're doing everything right, but you're still not seeing any results. There's a lot of confusing and contradicting information out there, and you're just tired of it. You also don't want a diet that's going to take over your life. You're sick and tired of eating tasteless and boring diet food. And you want a fat loss strategy that's going to keep you motivated, something that's easy to stick to, not something you're just going to drop after a few days. Is this how you feel right now? You get on the scale in the morning and you're like, what the heck is going on here? I just ate celery and carrots all darn day. I'm on the super crash diet, or did everything I was supposed to. Is that you? Is that how you feel? Trust me, you're not alone. Although I don't like to show these pictures, here's exactly what I used to look like.
That's right. This is Isabel back in the day. Some people don't want to believe it, but it is. I assure you, this is her 30 pounds overweight, full of acne, and totally struggling. So this is what she looks like now. She figured out how to easily lose those 30 pounds and keep it off for almost 10 years now. I can sit here and tell you her whole story about how she went through every cockamamie diet scheme until she figured out a real long-term fat loss solution, but that would take way too long, and we have to get to the information we promised.
Okay, here we go. Sugar is your #1 enemy. I know what you're thinking. Hold on, you just told me this was going to be different. Tell me something I don't know. But we're not actually talking about jelly donuts and candy canes here. Yes, those are bad for you, but there are plenty of foods disguised as health foods that quickly change to sugar in your body. Guess what? Orange juice, whole wheat bread, healthy cereals, things designated as low fat like muffins and salad dressings, the list goes on and on. These are the foods that are actually causing you to gain, or at least not lose weight. Listen, I'm telling you the truth. When that stuff hits your system, it turns to sugar. Tons of foods that are touted as healthy do the same thing. They're not healthy. They're actually the foods that are preventing you from losing fat. Let me show you a little chart that I use to explain this to people. You see the column on the left? That represents your blood sugar. And no, blood sugar is not something only diabetics need to worry about. Anyone who's trying to burn stubborn fat off their body needs to regulate their blood sugar. Here's why. If your blood sugar is high, and by high I mean anything over the 100 to 120 zone for a consistent period of time, your body has no choice but to release a hormone called insulin. Insulin signals your body to store fat, and that's exactly what you don't want. But having high blood sugar for a consistent period of time is actually very dangerous for your body, so insulin comes in to save the day. Unfortunately, though, this makes you store lots of fat. There's even more bad news. I know, it couldn't get any worse, right? When insulin is released, it actually takes your blood sugar from a high to an extreme low. And do you know what happens when your blood sugar is low? You're hungry, you have cravings, and you're extremely fatigued. Is that how you felt on many diet programs? Is that how you feel a lot during the day? Doesn't that make it near impossible to stay on your fat-burning plan? Now, I'm not here to tell you we all don't need a certain amount of insulin in our bloodstream, because if we didn't, we'd all be walking around as diabetics. But what I am saying is that many people are releasing way too much insulin, and that's why it's nearly impossible for them to lose any weight. The answer that you need to this problem is knowing exactly which foods you can eat that will not cause this blood sugar insulin roller coaster. Let me go into explaining how to recognize those foods right now. I know you're probably surprised to see carbs written across the top of the screen, especially since we just got done talking about sugar, and many people associate carbs with sugar. But what you need to know is that not all carbs are created equal, and the ones that you're eating thinking they're healthy may be doing you more harm than good. Look, you need carbs to make your body function properly, but there are certain carbs you absolutely do not need. For example, many people believe the whole wheat bread they're eating is good for them. Definitely not. This couldn't be farther from the truth. Whole wheat bread will create an increase in blood sugar and insulin just as much as most other breads. This also happens with most pastas. Yes, even the whole wheat ones. Almost all cereals, crackers, even the ones that have all kind of healthy claims written all over the box. All of them will put you in that fat-storing state. So which carbs should you eat? Well, lucky for you and me, there are a lot of them. If you're a fan of bread, as most people are, I probably really upset you before with all that bad news about bread. But there are still a lot of breads you can have. There are breads made from sprouted grains, or from grains like rice and spelt, that all fit perfectly into your fat-burning meal plan. And they taste good too. I'm not into eating anything that tastes bad, and I'm sure you're not either. Speaking of good grains, how do you like rice? Ever heard of millet and quinoa? They're absolutely delicious. And although not a grain, how about a sweet potato with a little butter and cinnamon? Yes, you can have that and still burn tons of fat. You know what else qualifies as a good form of carbs? Pretty much any fruit and vegetable is free game. And I know there are some crazy diet plans out there that limit the amount of fruits and vegetables you can have, but that's just a complete lie. Any diet that tells you can't have something like a fruit or a vegetable is some crazy crash diet and not realistic for the long term. And that's not what we're trying to teach you here. The truth is, the good fiber, vitamins, minerals, and nutrients in most fruits and vegetables will actually help you burn fat faster. Here's another very confused topic. If you don't know exactly what kinds of fat you should be eating, burning fat will be impossible. Yes, impossible. I almost can't believe that in this day and age people are still afraid to eat fat. But who can blame them? We've been told by just about every health guru that fat is what makes people fat. This is another huge misconception and a big lie. You want to know what the real truth is? The right kind of fat will actually burn a ridiculous amount of fat off your body, increasing your chances of fat loss success exponentially. Here's why. When you give your body the right kind of fat, it actually increases the metabolic process to burn off your unwanted fat. Did you get that? Eat the right kind of fat and you will burn fat. Eat the wrong kind of fat and you'll store fat. Here are the fats you should be avoiding like the plague, because they're the ones that are causing you to gain weight and preventing you from losing the bad fat off your body. Hydrogenated oils, canola oil and vegetable oils, margarine, and definitely those substitute fake butter products. Surprised again? Did you think that processed fake margarine you were putting on your toast each morning was actually the right thing to do? I don't blame you. How could you not? With all those commercials out there telling you that it is actually the healthy alternative to butter. But have you read the ingredients list on there? That's not real food, and your body does nothing good with this stuff but store it as bad fat. Let me let you in on all the delicious fat you can have. Real butter, whole eggs, coconut oil, olive oil, avocados, raw nuts. You think I'm crazy now, don't you? This is usually the place where many people ask me, Isabel, aren't we all supposed to avoid saturated fat for our health? Am I going to keel over from a heart attack by eating butter and coconut oil? Definitely not. Another huge misconception and something most health professionals have all wrong. Statistics prove it. Remember, sugar is your enemy. All these natural, unprocessed fats that are not full of chemicals are not only your friend, but what you absolutely need to burn that fat off your body. If we're going to consider sugar enemy number 1, then processed foods would be enemy number 2. But then again, most processed foods contain an incredible amount of sugar. Do you know what else they contain? Tons of chemicals that are making it almost impossible for your body to burn off fat. Let me explain this by giving you a brief anatomy lesson, and I promise it won't be hard. It all comes down to how effectively your liver is working. Now, your liver has many functions, but the two we want to focus on here are the breakdown of fats and the filtering of harmful substances from the blood. If it's your liver's job to break down fat, you want it working at full force, right? But when your poor little liver is too busy trying its hardest to filter out all the harmful substances that are coming in from all of those processed foods, it has no time or energy for fat breakdown. Just like if you had 2 big jobs each day and you spent your whole day working on just one, do you think the other would get done? Probably not. The easiest solution to making sure that your liver has all the time it needs to break down fat is to stop feeding it harmful substances to work on. So what are some of those harmful substances? Things like artificial sweeteners, high fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated oils, and even processed soy products. It's the foods that contain these chemicals that are overwhelming your liver, and you have to stop eating them. Even if you think you may not be eating many of these chemicals, they are unfortunately in many foods we think are good for us. Do you know that I found high fructose corn syrup in foods like so-called healthy yogurt, whole wheat bread, and cereals advertised as good for you? It's right there on the ingredients list. So do yourself and your liver a favor. Give it a chance to get into fat-burning mode by greatly reducing, or dare I say eliminating, processed foods from your eating plan. This means saying goodbye to the packaged snacks, the microwavable meals, diet health bars, and definitely the soy products, and say hello to foods you know do not require heavy processing. Foods that contain only one ingredient like steak, chicken, fish, eggs, fruits and veggies, olive oil, coconut oil, butter, rice, and sweet potatoes. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of delicious meals that can be created with any combination of all of these foods. I know because I've done it, and I've been able to stay super lean over the past 10 years. Now let's get into a topic that's not exactly food, but I know it's probably on your mind: calories. First and foremost, I'm going to be honest and tell you that I absolutely hate the word calories. It just drives everyone crazy. And I never again want to hear, Isabel, how many calories should I be eating to lose weight? It's not the number of calories that matters. It's the quality of food you're eating and the metabolic enhancing effect on your body that matters. So most people are actually focused on the wrong thing. If you just eliminate the bad stuff, the garbage foods, processed foods, and focus on eating the good stuff, the foods I mentioned earlier, you could drop the calculator and stop all this counting madness. But that answer is just not good enough for most people. I do admit, you have to be somewhat reasonable about the amount you eat. But exactly what is reasonable for you and what is reasonable for me? Surprisingly enough, it's a lot more calories than you think. Once I figured out that the portions of food I needed to eat to lose weight were actually significantly bigger than the portions I was eating before, it was like the best thing that ever happened. I didn't have to be hungry anymore, and I was still losing weight. How great is that? Here I was previously starving myself with all the wrong foods, only to find out if I ate all the right foods, I could eat a lot. And I love to eat. And actually starving myself was doing me more harm than good because my body was holding on to all of my bad fat in an effort to protect me. You might have heard this before, but calorie restriction may lead your body into starvation mode. And that's when your body thinks you're dying of starvation and protects you by holding on to every last bit of fat and every last calorie you have in your body. I'm pretty sure most people in this day and age are not running the risk of starvation. What do you think? You probably want me to tell you approximately where to start, just so you don't go on an eating free-for-all, but hang tight because I'm going to get there and I'm going to tell you that in a minute. Here's the thing. It's not just about knowing what foods are good and what foods are not. It's about your body and knowing the combinations of food that make your particular body burn off fat. That's where most diets seriously flunk. They're not specific for you. That's where metabolism typing comes in. Finding your metabolism type will tell you what foods are the best for you to create an ideal fat-burning environment in your body. And don't worry, it's easy because I'm going to give you a simple questionnaire that will tell you all of that. You'll also need to find the right portions for your body. Again, a simple task with the charts I'm going to give you. And I'm not talking little bird-sized portions here. Remember, I said I wanted you to eat a lot. Everyone thinks I was born with a great metabolism, but you've seen the pictures. You know that's not the case. What I did was create a good metabolism for myself just by eating all the right foods. You also can't eat foods that you hate all day long. You have to be eating foods you really enjoy to stick to any kind of plan. You also can't spend half your life doing calculations or counting calories because, like I said before, it's irrelevant anyway. Okay, now I hope at this point you're not feeling overwhelmed or confused. I know all this information all at once may seem like a lot, and you may not be sure what to do with all of it, or better yet, what to do to put it together in a way that's going to work specifically for you. Not only work for you, but work in an easy and practical way. I see this happen to people all the time. They get their hands on some of the best information out there, but then are lost when it comes to applying it to themselves. And what good can all this information be if you can't apply it? So I've come up with a solution to this dilemma. I've put together a program where I can tell you exactly what to do, exactly what to eat, exactly when to eat, exactly which foods, and exactly how to make it ideal and specific to you. Would that help you make the best use of all this information? Would it make this whole process so much easier? I named it the Diet Solution Program because guess what? It's not a diet. It's actually the solution to your diet, and it will without a doubt handhold you through losing that first 10% in the next 30 days and then much, much more. Remember this chart? I threw up some examples for you. The foods on the left you want to avoid, just like we talked about. The foods on the right are a must for helping you to successfully burn off fat. These are just a few examples to give you an idea. There's still many more foods on both sides that you'll want to learn about. We just couldn't fit them all on the chart.
And look, this is what this program is not. It's not just another restrictive diet that's going to put your metabolism into starvation mode. It's not going to deprive you of the necessary fat you need to lose fat. It's not another carb restrictive diet. It definitely does not require you to buy expensive supplements, prepackaged foods, bars, or shakes. There's no boring or tasteless food, no calorie counting, and it will not take over your life. So, if it's not any of those things, then what exactly is it? Well, you can expect to be eating a lot of the right foods in generous amounts, literally putting your metabolism on fat-burning autopilot. It's going to show you exactly how much to eat without any of that calorie business. It will show you the best carbs to eat to keep your body continuously burning fat, and you are going to only use real, delicious, flavorful, and easily available foods to accomplish all of your fat-burning goals. And you know what the best part is? Your meal plans will be personalized for you.
So here's exactly what you'll get with the Diet Solution Program. The Diet Solution Program Manual. This is the complete, fully detailed manual that contains everything you need to know to follow, implement, and succeed on the Diet Solution Program. What to eat, when to eat it, detailed food lists, charts, tables, frequently asked questions, and exactly how to optimize the program so it is perfectly suited to you. The Metabolism Typing Test. This is that easy questionnaire I told you about that's going to tell you your own specific metabolism type. The Diet Solution Success Journal. One of the best ways to guarantee success on any diet and exercise program is to keep a journal. This journal makes the whole recording process easy. No, you're not going to have to write everything down for the rest of your life. I definitely don't. But I can't tell you how helpful it was for me in the beginning stages of my weight loss to log everything down and really keep myself accountable. The Diet Solution Food Shopping Guide. I don't want you to be overwhelmed when you go food shopping for the foods on your fat loss plan, so I'm going to tell you exactly where to find everything. The Quick Start Guide. I want you to get started as soon as possible. You can read the whole thing beginning to end in less than 15 minutes and get started on your new plans right away. Many people have actually used this guide alone to lose their first 10 to 15 pounds of fat without even using anything else. It's really that complete and that easy to use. The top 10 nutrition mistakes keeping you fat. I want to make sure you're not making any of the same mistakes I see people making time and time again. These 10 simple things will make an immediate difference in your life, and you'll be wondering why you were never told these principles before. The Diet Solution recipes. I'm going to give you some of my very favorite and extremely delicious recipes that you can prepare right in your own home. The best part is they are simple and basic, yet delicious and creative. I definitely don't have hours to spend in the kitchen, and I'm guessing you don't either. How about meals like Caribbean chicken, marinated pork chops, salmon with pecan pesto, and sweet potato dollars? Eating foods that will keep you losing fat do not have to taste bad, and this recipe guide proves it.
Okay, don't just take our word for it. Let's quickly take a look at what a few of these people had to say. Here's Tani. The first thing she says is that she just could not believe the mistake she was making, and when she made the changes she learned in the Diet Solution, she lost over 10 inches off her body without ever being hungry. How about Lewis? He lost 56 pounds and he credits it all to you. Not just for your information, but I think he actually called you inspirational. Okay, last one. Sandra, who says realistic meal plans have led to more body definition, curves, and losing weight in the right places over any other weight loss plan she's ever tried before. I think you're starting to see a theme here. Figuring out what you've been doing wrong so far, then eating foods you like in sizable quantities, never going hungry, and taking off weight pretty quickly. Not only weight, but inches off your body. Because weight doesn't mean anything unless you are seeing your body change to something you like. Here are all the tools you're getting again, and now you know it works on all sorts of different types of people. So what is the price for this entire package? Well, if you were to purchase all these items separately, the cost would be $399. But it's not $399. It's not $299 or $199. It's not even $149. The whole program is only $97, and you can only get it here. This is not available in stores, and this is not available anywhere else on the internet. I know what you're thinking now. What if it doesn't work for me? What if I don't lose 10% or more in the first 30 days? Guess what? We'll give you your money back and you can keep the entire program absolutely free. You heard me. We have such incredible faith in the power of this program, we are giving you a 100%, no questions asked, ironclad, unconditional money-back guarantee.
Wait, Jeff, I want to give them even more. We still don't want you to have to think. We want to lay it all out for you. Eventually, everything will become second nature to you, but we want to make it even easier on you and give you 60 days of already done-for-you meal plans. These meal plans will not only tell you what you need to eat, but they'll also give you an incredible amount of meal variety. And don't worry, there's plenty of flexibility built in, so if there's something you don't like, you don't have to eat it. Now, the entire package is worth $496.
You know what? I'm going to make you a limited time offer. I told Isabel we should be giving everyone 10 times the value for the cost, so for a package worth $496, let's make it $47. Not only that, but we figured out giving you digital downloads will eliminate waiting for a bulky package and get you the information to put to use right now. I know you're excited to get going on this program, and that's why we don't want you to have to wait. Once again, I'm not sure how long I can hold out on this price. To be honest, it's a little bit unfair to Isabel and how much of her time and experience went into putting this together. Actually, she constantly reminds me how much of her blood and tears went into this program. This is definitely not some hokey-pokey internet diet product. So here's what you need to do. Just click on the button right on your screen that says Start Burning Fat Now. That's right, press that button and sign up. Definitely do this now. As I told you in the beginning, I don't know how long this video will be up, and I have no idea if Isabel will continue to let me make this offer. I'm going to let Isabel answer a few of the common questions we get, but if this is for you, go ahead and order now.
So here are some of the most common questions I get about the program. Is this an extreme diet? No. This plan is not a super low-carb or low-calorie extreme diet or crash diet plan. As a matter of fact, it's the exact opposite. It's a way that you can eat and maintain for the long term. What if you're a vegetarian? You can still create the same fat-burning meal plans as a vegetarian that you would a products, and that's it. No one said you had to be a meat eater or a meat lover to get the body you want and drop the fat off your body. How about menopause? Actually, these plans have been an extreme help to thousands of women, alleviating a lot of their symptoms, helping to regulate their hormones, and making this time in their lives a lot easier to deal with, and even lose their unwanted weight during this time. What if you're one of the millions of people that's suffering from conditions like arthritis, fibromyalgia, diabetes, or even Crohn's disease? The same natural foods that I just told you to get your body to burn off fat are the same foods that control the side effects of these conditions, especially diabetes, where controlling your blood sugar is an absolute must. How about pregnancy? Well, now here's something I also have first-hand experience with. Not only can you follow the diet solution before, during, and after pregnancy, I highly recommend it. It's actually a great way to nourish your growing baby and you at the same time. Not to mention the fact that you will not gain an excessive amount of weight during your pregnancy. What if there are certain foods you're allergic to and absolutely can't eat no matter what? Not a problem at all. If you can eat certain foods, they just do not become a part of your fat-burning meal plan. Simple. This is also not an all-or-nothing plan. The Diet Solution program even works if you begin with one small change at a time. Most people even experience dramatic changes after just incorporating one of the principles taught in the program. So no, you don't have to be perfect all the time to see incredible results. You create the program that is ideal and best for your lifestyle, and we will give you the tools to do just that. So click the button right on your screen that says Start Burning Fat Now. Yes, that button with the arrows pointing to it. If you follow this, you will get results. It's that simple. Remember, you will gain access to this information right away, and these books are not available